So he dropped it off, check engine light was on, he wanted that looked at, so I brought it into the shop, put my scanner on it, checked it for codes, found P0456, which is a small EVAP leak. The customers put in another cap, but right now we're gonna go and see if he has any other leaks with it, because after that cap was put on, he seems to have the code coming back. All right, so for this EVAP test, what we gotta do is we gotta seal the system off. Then we will put air and basically smoke through the system and look for the smoke. So by doing that, we're gonna go into here. We'll go into onboard controls, select EVAP vent from there and go like that. Now the vent is shut. So when I turn my little smoke machine on, we can now test everything. This will put out smoke. Set it just like that. Make sure we have smoke coming out. It should start running here any second. There it is, it's starting to come out. Got a picture of it. All right. Now we're gonna let this build pressure. It's gonna be a minute or two. All right, notice the leakage. We're looking for a small pinhole leak. You have gasoline that's been coming down the tank, so it kind of throws me towards the fuel tank or something up top that is leaking. So that's where I'm looking right now and seeing if I can see anything that could be messed with or leaking or anything like that. Yeah, I'm going through the gas tank because I don't have a connector for up front. But that's not sealed all the way. That's why you're getting tons of smoke out of that. Making sure there is no other leaks on it. And then we'll look at the gas cap. With the gas cap on, I will hook into the EVAP system up at the purge valve right here. And then test the whole system from there back with the vent valve shut. All right, so to check for leaks, you want to look at this. This is your flow ball. We're not really worried about pressure, we're worried about this ball here. So if I take this and put my thumb over it, see how the ball drops as it builds pressure, and it'll keep dropping and dropping and dropping. But each one of these is in thousands. So you got it 2000s. It's a smoke machine, so this thing produces smoke from baby oil, puts it down into this hose so that I can find the smoke. Wherever the smoke is, that's where it's leaking from. So you want to use this to check all your evaporative emissions leaks. So I have it hooked into the, after the purge valve, this thing. And then from there, it's filling up the whole EVAP system so I can find this leak. And it's pushing smoke through the whole system. So now I can check the fuel cap, make sure that's not leaking, and then I'll lift it up again and check everything else again. But I don't see any leaks on it. Oh, I said I'm thinking he might have a vent valve that's not sealing all the way. That's what I'm thinking is going on with the car as far as problems. So I can smell gas back in the back of the car. Now I can't see any smoke, so my next option would be to fill this with soap and water, spray down some parts and pieces to see if I see bubbles, just like you would check a tire for leak or anything like that. Same thought, same everything as far as that. And all this is just a little sprayer. So we're having troubles finding a leak. What I'm going to do now is I'll have the vehicle run a test on its own, and I want to see what the test comes out with. If it's a large leak, a little leak. This gentleman has put on a new gas cap. I believe the new one that he put on is an aftermarket and is leaking. So I want to run this test again and see, or run this test to the computer on the car and see what it comes up with, and then go from there. So as you can see, we ran the test, no codes came up. So I'm starting to think it's just this gas cap, this aftermarket gas cap this guy has is causing his problem. This one's still sealing, but this one isn't. I'm getting fuel back here, smells of it. So I think what I'm gonna do is have this guy run this gas cap and use it. And then I'll set all his monitors so that he can go get any emissions. That's why he wants this thing fixed, is so he can get his emissions done. So now I'm going to talk to this guy, see what he has to say. I've checked everything. I've ran the monitors. I do think his gas cap, the old one might not have been sealed right, and that's what caused the light to come on. I don't see any leaks as far as on top of the fuel tank, his purge valve, his vent valve, anything. So we'll take it from there and see what he wants to do.